the idea is, let's begin with actually understanding what today is all about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So today is all about the new normal, Smita. So
Yes.
the new normal is absolutely something that none of us really thought will happen. It's completely unpredicted. I don't know, I can't say if it's unprecedented. It's been quite predicted and quite precedented. And over
Yes.
this period of time, there have been many people who have been in a flux, wondering what to do, wondering how to deal and how to cope, saying, "Oh my God, what do I do now?" So, do give me your insight of the new normal, and then I will give you my insight of the new normal.
Okay. So first, let me just a little bit introduce myself. Well, most of you all know me as an actress, but I have another side to me, which has been a spiritual side for almost more than 30 to 35 years. So I have been into this. My master is Dada Shriji of Maitri Bodh Parivar. He's the founder of Maitri Bodh Parivar. And I've been following him since the past 8, 9 years. And whatever knowledge of spirituality we have got, Sushma also has the same master. And whatever knowledge we have got and all these things that we are doing is from through his guidance actually. So Dada Sharanam, I would say starting with that, and then we will start with our questions. So Sushma, would you like to introduce yourself too before we start?
Uh, Absolutely. Thank you, Smita. So, well, I have been, my name is Sushma Gaikwad, which all you almost know by now. I've been a working professional for 33 years, an entrepreneur for 20 of these years. The amazing part about what I do is one of the fields that I am in is in learning and development. So I'm a leadership coach, a CXO coach, and I have been an ardent seeker for over 15 years now. Seeking has got me to learn various modalities, learn various aspects of myself, and modalities mainly to delve into myself. And today, over a period of time, and I've, like you've been saying, Smita, I've really been pursuing spirituality and being connected to myself. And that's when I came for the chakra healing course, which you did. I met up with you, and then you introduced me to Dada Shriji. Yes, so I
Yes.
am also really, at one point, I've really understood very clearly that
Yeah.
it is all about meeting your purpose, and it's not outside of you. The purpose is in you. So that's very little bit about me. Very short introduction for a very tall person.
So this new normal that we are talking about, we'll be doing series on this. We'll be also doing Zoom calls, so Sushma and I together with some guests along with us. So that is what we are planning to do today. The new normal, the whole title itself is very self-explanatory actually. It's just saying that this is the new thing that we have to accept as a normal lifestyle now. That is the new normal. Because at the moment we don't have really a choice. The Mother Earth has given us a big slap on our face for we deserve this for what we have done to her. So now it's time for her to heal. However rich you are, whoever you are, you may be in whatever status, whatever. Nothing has worked. No, nothing has worked. What we need to do is just to keep quiet, sitting at home, locked down. So in this period, which has become for over a month now, and will be one month and a half till the 3rd of May, and I don't know how much is going to open up by then also. So this is our normal lifestyle now, and this is how we have to connect to people. So the new normal, uh, the earlier we accept that this is what it is, the less frustrated we will get. So it's no point frustrating ourselves over it. Oh my God, I don't have anything to do. I don't know what to do. Now, people who are anchored, who are like into spirituality, or even if you're not into spirituality, but if you're doing something with your life, it's something to fall back upon. Some of them are singers, some of them are musicians, some of them are poets, some of them are painters, some of them love to read, some of them love to do so many other things. So for which we always complain that I don't have the time. I don't have the time to pursue my career, to pursue my art. I don't have the time to pursue my passion. This is a good time for you to do that. You don't only have to be spiritual, but spirituality does anchor you. That's a fact. That's a fact. But I don't want to use such big heavy words for spirituality and stuff like that. Maybe all of you all don't resonate with the word spirituality actually. So that's where the two of us are coming from. So Sushma has got a lot of questions in her inbox. So shall we start addressing them, Sushma?
Yes, let's do that. So the idea right now today is that we've been asking for questions and we've got a lot of questions. And we thought, let today be about answering questions. So if you because we've already got a few on this live feed, Smita. So what we'll do is we'll address the questions we've already got as well as a few here. Let today be about, I really believe questions are the answer. Yeah. And when we're talking about spirituality, it's a very, like you said, it's a very large word, right? Spirituality is about connecting with self. And it's about just being centered in who we are. Smita, I really need to share this with you. The other day I think you were there on a call and Panji was doing a session and I was talking to him and I was saying, you know what, there's so much happening around and yet there's so much peace and calm. I don't seem to feel this craziness that's happening around. And he had said, this is the new normal. This is the normal.
Yes.
So we,
Yes.
as a race, need to get acclimatized to it. And yes, I agree with you. This is for Mother Earth to rejuvenate, Smita. It is also for us to rejuvenate. We've got an opportunity, to connect with ourselves, with a higher self, more than anything else. So I think we have to look at it with excitement as well.
That's true.
Yeah?
But now that there is the point over here is most people don't know how to connect with the higher self.
Correct.
Yeah, so that whole journey is when that helplessness comes to you, that I don't know what to do, and the frustration comes to you, is the right point for you to connect to the higher self. Now, I have named this higher self as a muse. Muse becomes a lighter word. It is not divine. It is not God. It's not all those heavy words. Muse is someone who you can fall in love with.
Correct.
And you have to fall in love with your higher sacred self. So that's a muse. So you can have, everybody has a muse except that they've never connected to that muse. Right? It could
So
be...
can you give us one way to connect? One quick way. How does one connect?
How does one connect to the muse? Now we all have a muse which we are not aware of. Now your muse could be anyone whom you respect. But one thing you have to remember, that muse should be able to guide you correctly, should be able to anchor you correctly. It can't be just your boyfriend or your girlfriend. You can't make a muse of your boyfriend or a girlfriend. It should be somebody who will guide you, give you correct guidance. Then it could, if you want a form, if you're comfortable with a form, with a higher divine form, you can take it as a form. That is not a problem with me, as long as you know how you connect with your muse. Now, when you connect with your muse is when you share everything with your muse. You share everything with your higher sacred self, as they always say. Now, maybe the higher sacred self also is another higher word for people. But you can connect to your muse, no? Muse becomes a little more romantic. So you need to have that romantic relationship with your muse. With your... maybe a divine form or with anybody, but there has to be a romantic relationship that's like a platonic relationship. That's your dearest friend. It could be a male form, it could be a female form, whatever you like. And that muse guides you every minute. The thing is, you have to get that muse closer to your heart and start talking to that muse all the time. That is the only way to do it. Just 24/7, you got to just keep chatting with your muse.
Correct. Be in conversation.
Yeah, conversing. Anything you can say that today, oh God, I'm fed up of cooking food. Please do the food for me. I'm fed up of washing vessels. Maybe I'm fed up of cleaning up the house. I'm tired. Please, this is getting frustrating. That also you can tell the muse that I'm getting really frustrated. I don't know what the hell to do with myself. I want to tear my hair apart. Fine, but tell everything to your muse, and you see the answers that you get. You know, it's very magical, Sushma. You know it, of course. But you get the answers so magically. And now, you know, the Earth's magnetic field and our magnetic field, which was so disconnected with each other. Now, the Earth's magnetic field and the human magnetic field are getting into sync with each other. And because of this synchronicity, these things are happening very easily.
Correct.
If somebody tries it like today, tomorrow you'll get your answers. It has become so fast. So fast it is working. It is something really so amazing. Like I pray for something today and tomorrow I get an answer, which have never happened like that. And I have to wait. Okay, I'll wait. I'll get the answer and I have to have that patience. But अभी तो
Correct.
सब कुछ इतना फटाफट होता है, which I'm surprised. And then I got this insight, like my muse only told me that this is because the magnetic field of the planet and the magnetic field, or your magnetic field, are in sync with each other just now. So you
Correct.
can actually manifest whatever you want. This is the right time to do
Correct.
it.
Excellent.
So instead of
Excellent.
instead of getting frustrated, what's the point in getting frustrated? Do you have a choice? You don't have a choice. So you make the best side of it, no? See the flip side.
So,
Everything has a flip side.
so that exactly
Ah.
brings us to the next question, and I think you kind of answered it. Is the first question that we got is, I tend to get low nowadays. How can I
Yeah.
keep my spirits up? That is the
Yeah.
question. And
This is
all of you,
exactly.
welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. We really
Yeah.
appreciate you joining us. Before we get to that, Payal has just said, just in case if our muse we find in a person, then won't it be difficult to share every bit with the person 24/7? This is Payal's question.
Yeah, but this is your internal dialogue. This is your internal dialogue. But check that that person is spiritually higher than you. Check if that person who's spiritually higher than you, who will lift you up. It can't be any just person, your husband or your son or something. It can't be somebody like that. It has to be somebody who's much higher than you. So that is the work of the muse. So you will never get into lows, and it's an internal dialogue. It's not that you have to make that person sit in front of you and talk to that person. That
Correct.
person may not be.
Yeah, it's an internal dialogue. It's not a real physical dialogue. It's about connecting. And it's about in
Correct.
conversation. It's about offloading. It's about always releasing that little bit of knot that is in you, that little bit of energetic knot that's in your mind, in your heart, sometimes in your gut.
Yes.
That feeling of
Yeah.
sadness, the feeling of anger, the feeling of resentment, sometimes the feeling of frustration. Because we've got a lot of
Correct.
our students. Thank you so much, everyone, joining. And Smita ji,
Somebody
we've got a
just
lot
said
of
that somebody said, just I didn't get the name. Somebody said that they're getting into this depression, which is
Yes.
very, very normal, I would say. I mean, I can understand what your state is, that you could get depressed sitting at home, not doing anything. But if you think of it, why do we go out? We go out to entertain ourselves. We go out for a movie, maybe for lunches, dinner, maybe for your work, for whatever. But work, a lot of people have understood how to do work at home by now. Everybody is working from home. So you need to go out just because I'm fed up of sitting at home. So that is not an excuse. You can find lots of ways and means of sitting at home and using your time constructively. So it's not just sitting at home. Correct?
It is
So
sometimes, yeah,
in
it's
fact,
about constructive. Yes, constructive is the key.
yeah. So this is the best time, in fact, to connect with your muse. You could never find this time earlier. In fact, earlier when I told people about all these things, they said, oh, we don't have so much time, we don't have so much time. Now the time has come to you and saying, listen, make use of me. So now make use of the time, no? So why can't you make use of the time? Do the best of the things that you can. Then, in fact, with your muse, when the muse is telling you the downloads when they're coming, take a pen and paper, write them down. That's the best way to do it. Just write down whatever thoughts are coming, write down, and you will be amazed at the thoughts that have come to you. Because they cannot be your thoughts. You know, you just feel, oh my God, how did this thought come to me? It is such a beautiful way of passing time with your muse. I can't even tell you. So
Smita, I
that's
completely get what you're saying. The question is that someone just asked one more, because maybe it is linked to the muse, is how does one connect to our spirit guide? Can this be done by ourselves? Gemini is asking, hi, Gemini, hi. And best way to manifest.
Yeah, so you have a spirit guide. If you know who your spirit guide is, that means you know even the form of it. Everybody has a spirit guide. Everybody has that something called an angel. Everybody has someone that's someone God particle, you could say, or God or divine, whatever, is always there with you. You have never connected is why you feel that you don't have it. So if you have a spirit guide and if you know your spirit guide, that's your muse. So connect to the spirit guide, even if you don't know. But we all know that we have a spirit guide. Since you've asked me the question, you know you have a spirit guide, right? So connect to that spirit guide, give it a name. If you like, whatever name you like, you give it a name. If you want, if you feel comfortable with the form, give it a form. Like Archangel Michael is the most favorite handsome angel that one has. So everybody loves him. So make Archangel Michael your spirit guide and your muse. anyone you want. It doesn't matter at all. As long as you connect to that someone higher than you will guide you.
Correct. Okay.
But
And
write it down. It makes a lot of
write it
difference when you
down.
write it down. Yeah.
Write it down is very important, because even for
Yeah.
me, what has happened is, like I was telling you on the phone call yesterday, these 40 days have been phenomenal for me. Phenomenal.
True. True.
I have no idea. People have also no idea what has happened. Whatever I think happens, it's become like, for me personally, has become an inroad to manifestation. Like first row seat, literally, to manifestation. And yet, of course, like there is this entire aspect of complete awareness of what is happening around. It's not that you're in your own bubble, right? And like, if
Yeah.
I can add it, this whole writing down thing really has helped, because when we write it
True.
down, we're actually going on another path when it comes enterprise-wise, because it just came. The idea just came,
True.
you know.
True.
So I
True.
think that was the critical part. So one
Yeah.
question I have, one
Somebody over
question,
here asked me.
yeah,
Here the question has come that my children are my spirit guides, are my angels. So your children are still too small to guide you on the spiritual path, right? So to have your children, you can have the children's spirit guide to help you. They also have a spirit guide. They also have somebody guiding them. But the children itself will not be able to guide you, because they are not on that. They're still young. They're small, so they will not be able to guide you to a higher level. So children should not be your spirit guides, because they're living there, and that relationship will not work. So this lady who asked me this question, another one, somebody asked about the new moon tips.
correct. I was just
So
coming to that.
yeah. So the new moon tips. Everybody prays with the new moon. Now, what I see, how I see it, Sushma. There are a lot of sadhanas, there are a lot of prayers. New moon hai, ye hai, wo hai, bahut sare prayers hai, which people can do. Okay? But what I feel is, what connects to you is what is your prayer. It should connect to you. Just because you're doing a new moon prayer and you have achieved all this and you have achieved the state of calm, so I will also do a new moon prayer, even I'll achieve that state. No, doesn't work.
Correct. Absolutely agree.
Yeah, if you connect to the new moons, that space, that energy around, it will help you. Just because I am doing a particular prayer or I am doing a particular sadhana and I have reached here, so if I tell you do it, it is not going to work. Everything has to come from the heart. Absolutely. So as I said, for a dancer, for a singer, the singing and the dancing itself is a meditation. They don't have to do any mantra jap. That itself becomes a meditation.
And the whole, ritual of you need to meditate. I mean, seriously, and you know it the best. You know it the best. I've never been the one for rituals, ever. I've never connected to rituals or anything.
Yeah.
So I meditate and everything. I would get into one hyperactivity. Like, what is that? What does that even mean? For me, meditation would be work I do. For me, meditation would be sitting and writing a poetry. For me, meditation is now recently, newly, sitting and doing these videos. Very weird, but I find it meditative.
Exactly. Now, even what we are doing just now is a meditation. Because we're doing it with all our heart.
Hearts, correct. The thing that we have to get out of these, I'm really, a friend that day WhatsApp me saying, can you guide me in a new moon meditation? I said, my darling, I'm sorry. I've never done that. I've never really done it. I don't even know how. So she's like, don't you want to learn? Exactly. I was like, we know best. Actually, what I really want to say is we know best. Our heart leads us to the right mentors. Our heart leads us to the right teachers. Our heart leads us to the right path. I think my concern is that as long as I was looking for answers outside, Smita, I was lost. As long as I was looking for answers outside, I would be helpless. I would wonder about what to do. I was lost. The minute I started connecting with the muse that you're talking about, inside, it became the answers came. I didn't need to really look for them. It just comes.
Exactly.
Information just comes, and yet we are still learning. Yeah. We are still on the path of learning. So we've got a very interesting question here. I'm going to quickly go through all these questions. There is this one question which has come from a dear ex-colleague of mine. Very difficult to focus on work. I have followed many tips on the internet. What should I do?
Very difficult to focus on work.
Yeah.
In fact, at this time, you can focus on work very well. You have no outside stress at all.
I
And the
think the
work, it
stress.
depends on work.
Yeah.
Work, if you like your work, you can focus on work anytime. If you don't like the work you're doing, even if you were going out, even if there's no lockdown, you would still be frustrated with it. If
Also,
you like the work you're doing, how can you be frustrated?
I think also, no, we leave everything very ambiguous, difficult to focus. I think also it's very important to delve into where is the difficulty, where is the challenge, writing down what is the difficulty, where is the difficulty, what is creating that difficulty. Is it anxiety? Is it uncertainty? Once we get to the peg of what is it that is creating a difficulty for us to lose focus, I think it's much easier for us to sort it. What happens is I've realized is we are all so ambiguous about whatever is happening to us. There's no clarity. Once there's clarity about why there is no focus, automatically we can move into an area that will drive focus for us. And sometimes we should be fine with no focus also. Who said that you have to all the time be focused? Seriously, I don't know.
Exactly. Just be. Just be. It is so nice to just be it. In fact, these are the very, very nice moments that the planet and the God has given us to just find your own inner self.
Correct.
It is fantastic the way it is going. Another very nice thing which anybody can follow. Now, if you don't know how to connect to a spirit guide and all, they have somebody asked this question that the fear of job, the difficulty of not getting a job, your jobs are going over, and I don't know how to connect to a spirit guide or something like that. Okay, now if you don't know all that, this simple method that everybody can do. This is just saying thank you for everything, and mean it and say it. Just don't say thank you, upar, but just mean it and say thank you. Thank you, Sushma, for being here. Thank you, all of you, for connecting to us just now. Thank you that I can talk to you. Thank you that I can see you. Thank you that I can write. Thank you I can stand on my own feet. Thank you that I can sleep. Thank you I have a house to live in. Thank you for everything. You just have to just say thank you and mean it when you say thank you. Sometimes when it, sort of when you mean it, you can tend to get emotional and tears could come out because that gratitude is offered from inside. If you don't know anything to do if you don't know how to connect your spirit guide, don't know anything, just keep on saying thank you. Even if you're feeling frustrated, thank you for this frustration. Something will come up. When you say thank you, the whole energy space around you just shifts.
Correct.
Thank you can be offered by anybody. You don't have to be educated for that. You don't have to be a rich person for that. You don't have to have anything. For anything that is happening, even if it's frustration, just say thank you for this. Thank you.
Thank you. I think the key is the thank you, Smita ji, because I find it so difficult to say Smita ji. I'm going to call you Smita only. Okay?
Oh, Smita, so, yeah, please.
Yeah. I find it so. It does. I can't even say it. It's so difficult to even say it. It's like calling our soul sister with some other unforeseen name. You can't understand. Yet, there's one very nice comment that came that someone said, I lost my relationships when I came into spirituality.
I lost my?
Relationships when I got into all my relationships when I got into spirituality. That is something I see a lot of people talking about.
No, you will not lose.
Very, very important, very good. I'm reading it out because it's a very good point to cover.
You will lose people who are not meant for you in this lifetime. If they've finished whatever contribution each other has to do for you, they will move from your space. So don't think that you have lost people. There will be no new people which will be coming to your space. So again, thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing this. There's somebody who wrote, thank you for giving me another day to live. There are so many things that you can thank upon. So don't keep on criticizing for what is not happening. This is not happening. That's not happening. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. Instead of that, change it to say, thank you for this. You don't know what's happening. We don't know what's happening. We don't know the divine plan.
In fact, I remember I was in not a nice, great relationship many, many years ago. I'm talking about 30 years ago. and that relationship was really bad for me. And it's when I got out of the relationship, I was wondering, oh my God, what will happen? Falana, Dimkana, lot of things. Oh God, because you give all your love, all your thing. And look at it. Today, I thank the fact that that relationship happened, and I thank the fact that it broke up, because of that relationship, I am what I am today. It was because of that relationship, there was clarity on what I need, what type of life partner I need. And because of that relationship, I'm married to the man of my dreams today. So it's very important to thank. You're right. You're so right. So
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Don't stick on to this. This is some question, there's an observation. Even if 70-80% of us in Mumbai in quarantine, there's that 20 who are breaking the necessity. Who
Correct.
are breaking the necessity is what I didn't understand, and that's the problem.
Correct.
What do you mean they're breaking the necessity? So, and even if 70-80% of us in Mumbai are in quarantine, we are all in quarantine. So, enjoy this quarantine moment. You don't take other people's problems on your hand. The creator knows how to take care of its creation. So we do what we have to. We will stay at home. We will follow all the guidelines. We will do whatever. So whatever is happening in the outside world is not your concern. Somebody is taking care of them. You connect
Correct.
with your own divine and keep saying thank you that I don't have the virus. Thank you that
Correct.
none of my loved ones have got the virus. Thank you for so many things. I mean, it's unbelievable how much thank you can offer. But mean it. Don't just say it just like that. Trust me, like this, things change. The whole energy around you changes when you constantly keep being in gratitude of what's happening. And we'll tide over it. Everybody is going, the whole world. It's not that you and me are going through this. The whole world is going through this.
Imagine all
So,
together. The new normal is because all of us are in it together. It is completely shifted. It's not one country,
yeah.
one region, one area. It is the entire human race. Uh, uh, Whether they know it or they don't know it, they're now being a part of this whole new normal. There's one nice question that
Exactly.
has come up here. One is, how can I, sitting in my home, help pep up a down in the dump depressed friend? That's
Please tell them to say thank you.
from Nims Martin.
Yeah, just hold their hands. Just hold their hands and say, let's do one kind of a small little prayer and just say thank you. Just offer thank you for whatever is coming in your heart. Just offer thank you. That is not even a prayer. That is not a ritual. That is not a meditation. That is nothing. Just thank you. To you can always hold somebody's hand. If somebody is in the house with you who's feeling like this, just hold that person's hand and
And
just say thank
if
you
they're
inside
out, because there are many friends outside who are not at home with us, then how do we actually reach out to them?
yeah, but you can, if you're calling them up,
Yeah,
tell anybody and everybody to do this practice. You're
perfect,
talking to
lovely,
people, right? So tell them to do this
correct.
practice, I tell you. And nobody will object to this because it's not something which is a Sanskrit shloka or something like nothing. It is just offering gratitude, saying, just say thank you. Just saying thank you.
Correct, correct,
Thank you that you're
perfect. I think
breathing.
gratitude.
Yeah,
Gratitude.
I think the best way to get out of this situation. And those who have a muse, enjoy with your muse, have fun with your muse.
So, can we ask questions to our muse while conversing with the muse? Yes,
Sorry,
of
I didn't
course.
get you.
Can we ask questions to our muse while conversing with the muse? Absolutely,
Of course, that
yes.
is the
I'm
idea.
asking you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Because
You
the
can do
answers
anything you
come.
want with the you can do whatever you want with the muse.
And the answers appear in forms you would never imagine. The answer just appears one. I mean, out of the blue, you will
Absolutely.
just get the answer. And you just sit with the
Yeah, and
answer.
you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed at the answers that you get. You'll be amazed. But don't
Correct.
forget to write it down. Don't
Yes.
forget to write it down. Maybe at
Okay.
that point in time
There
you
is
may not have a pen and paper, but jot that down.
correct. Dhruv, hi Dhruv. Once again, thank you so much, Sonam, Dhruv, Nalima, all of you for joining. It's wonderful to have you. Dhruv is a industry friend of mine, a very dear friend. I actually, when I go to Delhi, I go and stay in Dhruv and Ankur's house. And he has asked a very good question. Hi Sushma, do share some hacks on how to remain positive and motivated during these tough times. And the same question has come from a student of ours. Now, that student is studying last year in college, ready to join the workforce. and there is no job there for him. So how do they remain positive and motivated during these tough times?
Yeah.
And by the way, I've got a few students joining in from Spain as well as we speak right now. They are online right now with us. Hi, Ash.
So now if you all want to do some heavy kind of meditation, which has helped me, which I always suggest, in fact, that they can do the chakra dhyana. Chakra dhyana in 3-4 days, they will feel the stability. They will not feel so insecure. I have got this on my YouTube channel. I've got the chakra dhyana link, so they can go on the YouTube channel and check the chakra dhyana link if they feel nice doing it. Why I didn't suggest this earlier? Because I don't know if everybody was into all this. I thought the muse and the thank you is the lighter and the simpler way of doing it. But if you want, you can always do the chakra dhyana, which I've been doing it for the past 35 years, and it keeps me balanced at all times. You know, it's not that only this time. This is a challenging time for all of us, fine, okay. But you can get challenging times anytime in your life. So to keep that balance, you know, so the chakra dhyana has really helped beautifully. It has helped everyone very beautifully. You know, one thing we forget, that we, more than being a human being, we have to be human.
Correct.
Being human is more important than just being a human being, which we have forgotten. We've forgotten the human that is there inside us. That space is just completely gone. It's not there. So by doing these small things, again, this will revive. Like a thank you will revive that space inside you, in your heart. Muse will revive that space inside your heart. Then you want to do heavy meditations, you can do the chakra dhyana. There are lots of things which are there, which we can do. But if you're really fed up and frustrated, the thank you part really works very well. See the shift happening. Then you do the second and the third and the fourth type of meditations. You know, then you'll get into your insights will be streamlined.
You know, there's some practice I also do, which I'd like to also share with Roop. You know, there are two things I really do, because Mitra Sood had shared that about breath work. Practicing breath work meditation for 21 days, that really works in a row, because then you are always constantly aware of your breath. So Dhruv, I will be sure to send you. You could follow him as well. He's online here. His name is Mitra Sood. I will send you that. Another thing which has helped me remain positive all the time, Smita, and Dhruv, is that I have shifted the focus from me to others. So at all times, I'm looking at Insta, I'm asking, how can I help you? How can I help you? Of course, there have been times that I've been working, I've been coaching, I've been training, doing a lot of things, not necessarily only for money. The minute we start shifting our focus from ourselves outward, automatically we find the energy to generate, to be motivated for others, because it stops being about ourselves. It's about being, so every time I get a message saying, ma'am, how can you always remain so positive? I always say there's no positive and there's no negative. I don't believe in that. It just is a state. So that is one thing. And yes, gearing up. And when you are in that state, ideas for your new business, ideas for your new venture will come up. Because when you're in a state of stress, new ideas don't come. They just do not come.
Mind has to really calm down a little bit. And how to calm down the mind? These are the few tricks that we are telling you to do. Now, breathwatch is the best form of meditation, according to the Adashiji. He also says that breathwatch is a very good form of meditation. But what happens with breathwatch is your mind goes off on a toss after some time. You forget about the breath and the mind is wandering all over the place.
Correct.
So if you're a regular meditator, it happens to you easily. So I would suggest before breathwatch, do a physical meditation. Then you're engrossed, then you're in it, you know, like a chanting or something, like the chakra dhyana chanting or, you know, that kind of a meditation. So you're engrossed in the activity, your mind doesn't go off. Then gradually do the breathwatch. Breathwatch is best. If you can do it, really do it. Even for 10 minutes, you can just observe your breath. You have done it. You're all there.
Yeah.
And so science has proved. Now, Mitra Sood, yesterday I was listening to his session. In fact, he said in his session that science, he's a doctor. You know, Sushma is a doctor in Hinduja Hospital. He himself has said that science is proved. Scientifically, it has been proved that prayer does something to your the wiring of your brain and it calms your brain down.
Correct.
The doctors have said it. If the doctors say it, at least you can believe in science and spirituality, something which is a love topic by everybody. So he himself was saying yesterday that it has been proved medically that a prayer calms down your mental wiring, the neurological, whatever that wiring is of the brain, it calms down. Because when you're in
Correct.
stress, this adrenaline gets released. And every time in stress,
Correct.
the adrenaline gets released and it starts corroding you from inside. This is what yesterday Suji was talking about. So when it starts corroding you from inside, then you don't have that concentration to do anything in life.
Correct.
Right? So a
Nice.
prayer calms you down, which has been proved medically. So why not do that? Why try? Why not try that? All the people who have been saying they're feeling frustrated, they don't know what to do, their jobs are gone, all these things, try doing a prayer. It will calm your mind down. Do something. Connect your muse, write down, say a thank you, say a prayer. That's the only thing that is going to help in these days. So don't get frustrated. Hold on there, hang on there. We will all tie together in it.
And there is one another. There's so many questions. So I'm going a little because I don't want anything to be left out. There's a
Yeah.
question here that is, thank you so much, everyone, for your questions. We're completely humbled. Thank you for the questions. And today is about you. There is one question is, there are times when you feel you are kind of not moving forward from where you reached. How do I get out of this zone?
Yeah, but that's what you feel, you're not moving. You don't know what is happening inside of you. You feel you're not moving. Your subtle body is doing great things. You have no idea. Because we think in tangible terms. So everything is not tangible.
See,
Movement is not
so,
necessarily tangible.
my teacher told you the same thing I've been telling you, darling, because this is a friend of mine who has posted this. So said the same thing. Who knows? How do you know you're not moving? For all you know, you're moving
Exactly.
at lightning speed and you have no clue.
Correct.
For all you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is one more question. I broke up with someone. Oh, this is lovely. And I feel guilty about it. How do I get over it? I'm going to get this
They
because
don't
I've
need to
broken up
be
with so many
guilty.
people. Sorry. I
Sushma
promise
is
you.
funny.
I don't know.
So,
To make a list of how many people have broken up, I think I've not had as many relationships. No, no, please get it, Smita. I'm just joking. Please get it, and I'll give another perspective to it. My perspective of having broken up.
so I feel guilt is a factor which you should never have. Why should you have the
Yeah,
guilt if you've broken up with somebody? If the person is not meant for you to be in your life anymore, that person has moved on. It's okay. And it's okay. Everybody goes through relationships and whatever, all these kind of things happen. So don't have the guilt, first and foremost. Get out of guilt. Like one of our teachings of Dadashiji is, I don't do, he does. So you know what, when something nice happens to you, you say, no, I have not done it, he does. Like a healing or something like that, when healing takes effect on somebody, oh, you healed me and I felt all right. So I always say, no, I didn't do, he does. But when something I do wrong, I was asked to do and I'm not done, then I feel, oh my God, I'm feeling so guilty of not doing it. I'm feeling so guilty of not doing it. So then the thought came into my mind. I said, I don't do, he does. Then whatever, even if I'm doing wrong, I don't do, he does. So why have the guilt? He does. So don't have the guilt in your mind. The guilt will corrode you unnecessarily. There's no need to have a guilt in your mind.
and when we break up, right? Honestly, we're broken up because we see there is no reason to be in that relationship. And if we see there is
Correct.
no reason to be in the relationship, but if we continue to live in that relationship, we are doing a big disservice to the other person. So it is best to
Absolutely.
break up. It's best. In fact, you've done, not forget yourself, you've done a great deal of justice to the other person by breaking up, even if the person doesn't want you to break up, because you're releasing them enough to be able to go and find somebody who will love them, because everyone deserves to be loved completely. Everyone deserves to be loved. And that
Exactly. And if
love begins
one
with the
window,
person.
yeah, and one door shuts off, there'll be another door which will open up for you. One right person will come in your life. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, yeah,
It's okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Enjoy
I
life the
can
way it
write a
is.
book on this. I'm going to write a book, Breakup Sushma, the Breakup Stories. So there is this one question I'm going to ask you that because that came in earlier, and then we've got about quite a few, so I'm going to run past these questions. One question is that there is so much of stuff happening around us, energies around us of sadness, anxiety. What type of meditation or what can we do spiritually or in meditation to protect our own energy fields?
Yeah, so to protect your own energy field, you have to, I prefer to shield myself completely out of it. Like there is this aura binding that you have learnt in your chakra class. You remember
Correct.
that, Sushma?
Correct.
Aura, yeah,
Yes.
aura
Yes.
shielding. Aura shielding. That is also there on my YouTube channel, aura shielding and Muladhara
Yes.
chakra grounding.
Correct.
So if you shield your aura properly, there is no negative energy which can enter into your space at all. So you can protect yourself so that you don't get any negative people, even the virus will not come inside your space.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's very good to shield your aura so that you keep the negativity away. And if you have to talk to that person, if they're living in your house, talk to that person. Just keep on saying thank you for this person being in my life. You don't know what that person is going to change inside you. So thank you for this
Correct.
person being in my life. Not all bad incidences in your life are there to put you down. All these incidences in your life are always there to learn something from. If we
Correct.
understand that, then we don't feel frustrated with these negative energies around us.
Correct. Correct. We can feel the pain sometimes, yet when we pray, automatically that pain, we're praying for the other person. I got a lovely
Yeah.
message today, and very nice message, and it says, say a Hail Mary, and every decade of the Hail Mary, you pray for those who are the entire humanity. Pray the Hail Mary for those who are affected by COVID. So every one of us have got access to these different modalities. It's only a question of implementing it. Not only knowing it.
Correct.
Knowing is not doing. Doing is
Yeah.
doing. There's one lovely question. Hi,
So
Jiggy. Hi, Jiggy.
Mary can be your
Uh,
muse. Mary can be the
huh?
muse, no?
Yeah,
Mary can be the
correct.
muse.
Correct.
Mm.
Correct. Mary can be the muse. Yeah. Mary,
Yeah.
Jesus, whoever we connect with.
Anybody.
Whoever we connect
Yeah,
with.
anybody.
Whoever we connect
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
There is a question here. Hello, hi, Smita. This is from Jigisha. Hi, Jigisha. Hello, Smita ji. Is there any online class going on, especially
Ah,
during this
I saw
lockdown?
that.
As in, are you holding any online class?
No, I'm not holding any online class. I'm not holding any.
Not yet.
But, yeah, not yet. I'm not holding
Yeah, we're doing some
online
stuff.
class.
We're going to be doing some stuff.
Yeah.
Yet every Thursday you can connect with us. Every Thursday we're going to be doing this because, like I said, this is about the new normal. We're here to answer the questions. So every Thursday we're going to be here, and if there is something, we will let you know, Jigisha, for sure. Jigisha,
And of course,
Smita
we're
ji, can
doing a
we
Zoom
start?
session also. We're doing
Huh?
also a Zoom session also. We'll be doing a Zoom
Zoom.
session also.
Yeah, we're doing a
So
Zoom
that
session
also.
as well. And also, if you're really interested, Jigisha, Maitribodh Parivar is organizing a series of different kind of learnings from Monday right up to Sunday. Wonderful. One day
Sunday, yeah.
there's a lovely book reading. One day we're talking about science and spirituality. One day there is meditation. So I'll be happy, Jigisha, and I'm going to, again, it's going to be up on my story. So please keep an eye. If you guys want to join, please join because it's stimulation for the soul.
Yeah.
In fact, both Smita and I were saying, हमको जाना है 6 बजे to do the
Yeah.
session. So
Yeah.
it's
We have to do the
always,
session.
it's what is our input at all times determines our output. I really believe it. What
Correct.
are we feeding ourselves with? So that is constantly the output. Okay, the next question, Gemini. Hi, Gemini again. Smita ji, can you start a automatic writing class workshop?
Oh my God. No, I cannot teach because I've not learned auto writing. It has come to me as a boon from my first master, Prabhuji. And I have never learned it, so I don't know how to teach it. I've never even taught before the lockdown. Also, a lot of people have asked me to teach auto writing. That's something I cannot really teach. And it's a very dangerous tool, I feel, to give to somebody because if you connect to a wrong soul, and if the soul comes inside you, you will not know how to get it out. And I don't want to take that kind of a risk for automatic writing. You really need a master to be there to protect you. Like when I do auto writing sessions, I always call upon Dada Shiji to protect me and to do this whole session properly. So I really will not be able to teach auto writing.
Yeah. Okay. There are 2, 3 questions of the same nature. Shobha, hi Shobha, darling. There is fear of job. There may be difficulty. Current corporate scenarios are very bad. And the next question, I'm taking 2 at a time. And the next question, have you experienced by Kanthil? Hi Kanthil. Have you experienced a deep agony pain surfacing during your intense ESP sessions? So
During my
first we'll
intense,
answer the job. Intense sessions. any intense ESP sessions that healing sessions that we do.
Intense pain.
ESP, as in healing sessions.
Yeah, in healing session, what is the question? Have I experienced pain?
Deep agony.
Deep agony, if I have experienced.
Yeah.
No, I have never experienced my so many years of healing that I've been doing. I have never experienced any kind of a thing like that. See, here the trick is, Sushma, which when you all did the chakra level 2, I had told you all that when you're doing the healing, the you has to get out. You should not be there. It should be, you invoke the divine presence and say, you do whatever your work as a physical, whatever work you're doing. But don't take the onus of it. You are actually not doing it. You're the vehicle, you're the medium. Then nothing will ever happen to you. Whether it works, whether it doesn't work is not your concern. You have done your job. You move out of it. Nothing will happen to you. No agony, nothing has ever happened to me in any of my healing sessions. And I've been doing it for more than 20 years.
When I've been through processes and I've participated in processes over these past 15 years, yes, there was a lot of agony, there was a lot of breakthrough, there was a lot of learning. And it is to a point that I thought, oh my God, I've not cried like this in lifetimes. But through that
so
agony.
The client experiences this. Client experiences is not the healer.
Yes. As a healer, we don't experience anything because we're completely protected. We're just a channel. Yet, and that even if we are participating or we're going for a healing session, supposing I'm the participant, that is only the tunnel through which you are traveling. It is not the destination. That agony just gets released like that. As soon as you pass through the tunnel, you're out completely in the light. You know, so you don't.
And second, if you're doing a healing session on yourself, whoever is doing a healing session on yourself, please have full faith in your therapist and surrender to the process. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Because if you don't surrender to the process, your own blocks will not allow the energy to flow. So if you're undergoing a treatment, just surrender to the therapist and surrender to the process. Okay, now you do whatever you want. You just do the treatment, whatever you have to. That's one very important thing. Yeah. The earlier question, Sushma, the earlier question we didn't answer. This was the second one that you answered. The earlier question was
fear. Now, that fear of losing the job is there for most. Today, we've heard of 3 companies shutting down. Air Mauritius is shut down. There's a lot happening. It's a real situation. So, how can one cope with it?
The whole planet is undergoing a transformation. And with the planet, we are undergoing a transformation. Something good will come out of it. If you're losing one corporate job, there'll be something else which will be there in store for you. So don't feel so insecure that you have lost the job, you have this, that has happened. And please, as I said earlier, even say thank you that I've lost the job. You don't know what's coming in for you. Thank you, because this could prove as a catalyst. It could prove as a catalyst for something very big to happen in your life.
Correct.
So we are all undergoing that transformation. Let's go to it together with the planet also.
Correct. Absolutely. Very well said. We don't know. We don't know. Yet we have to believe, more than believe, we have to have faith. And that have to, I'm saying it, surrender. You know, I was telling you about that, right? We were having this whole conversation and we were talking about surrender, you know, and it was so easily said, you know, you surrender to the divine will. It took me 3 days to muster up the courage to surrender. 3 whole days. When I surrendered, then everything just cleared up. It just cleared up. There was nothing, there was no worry left. It took 3 days because the mind is there to keep poking and prodding and putting concepts in your. Okay, this is a very interesting thing.
There's a very nice story on the surrender thing. Quickly, can I say we have time, Sushma?
Yeah, we have time. We have another. It's 5:54, so we'll need to close in another 5 minutes. So we've got
remember this story. I will tell you next time. So we won't have that much of time. It is called Unquestionable Surrender, which that day when one of our core mitras were taking the session, that time Panji, he told this story, and which touched me very much, about unquestionable surrender. We will do this story, and if you all are all online, please remind me next time that I have to tell you all the story about unquestionable
I've
surrender.
written it down. I've written it down. So now Shaju,
Okay.
Shaju, hi Shaju. Thank you for this question. I have an observation and a query. Even if 70 or 80% of us are quarantine, there are 20% who are breaking the norm. What can we
necessity?
do?
That's
What can we do to help keep them at home?
What can we do to help them?
To be at home.
What can we do to help them? We can't do anything. It's your own personal responsibility. As a citizen, it's your own personal responsibility. Each person has to behave in a responsible way. We can only pray that some wiser thoughts come into your head, and you stay at home and not break the laws, and don't be stupid and foolish. So that is our own responsibility.
Online, yeah. And even if we do online activation and all, it really, we don't know. I think a lot of things can be where social media influenced by very high influencers, maybe they could do that, yet it is our own responresponsibility. Like you said,
it's your individual thing. It's your individual, because you have to realize that it's not you who get COVID and everything. You can die, but you are distributing and gifting it to 20 other people. What about that?
Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah, that is very selfish, I would say. That's a very selfish thing. Can't do that.
And there is just one more. There are quite a few more. What we'll do at the end of this session, if we can't cover everything, we'll make a note of all these questions, and
we'll answer them next.
After that, we will answer it the next time for sure. For sure. There is this very nice question. It's always been that I've been held by my husband back. Sometimes it becomes difficult to make up my spirit and go ahead with all my energy.
So please thank your husband for that. You don't know what he's holding you up for. Thank you for being in my life. You try this thank you thing, but I honestly try the thank you thing. It really works wonders, Sushma. Try this.
Yes.
When we come back next Thursday, you tell me what you people, please come and tell us what you felt. Some of you all can do the muse part. Some of you all can do the thank you part. Some of you want higher this. You can do the chakra meditation, and come back with the response. Then we can maybe answer those things again next time.
Correct. The Gemini asked. Very good. Yeah, I agree with you. Give it a shot, and then let's see what effect it has had.
Yeah.
So when you feel you're not much connected with people, this is a very interesting question. I'd like to know your take on it. When you feel you're not much connected with people, does that mean we are spiritually awakened?
No. No. When you're spiritually awakened, you connect with everything that is animate and inanimate. In fact, the connection it's a feeling of oneness with everything that is. When you're not connected with people, there is something which is hurting you or bothering you, and you don't want to connect to that person. That doesn't happen that way. There is a huge difference in being indifferent and being detached.
Yeah.
Huge difference. So if you understand that, in fact, with detachment, you feel the love, but indifference means you just don't care. That's not a good sign to have.
Yeah.
In detachment, you do feel love.
Yeah. Ideally, look for yourself in everything and everybody. Look for yourself in them. That's the best way to start connecting with people. No?
Correct. That will come a little later. Yeah, that will come a little later. Let them start with the basic spirituality. Andar jagrit to hone do. Phir these things are a little higher things. They may not be able to do that right away, or they may not be able to gel with this thing just now. So let's start with small things. And then we'll go on to the higher, we'll take them step by step.
Correct. I agree with you. Amol, we've got one more question, and then the balance we will take the next time. Here in the world, everyone can think in right and positive ways, but why everyone thinks only with their negative way, with breaking natural thoughts with their way? It may be related to different caste colors. He's saying, why are we usually always looking at everything in a negative way? That is obviously because of the filter of judgment that we have. That is our I call it our human condition. It's a predisposed condition.
We will take this question on judgment. Yeah, and judgment also. We'll take this question on judgment and how to see things, transformation. The transformation,
Correct.
what we are talking of, what
Correct.
is exactly transformation? These two questions, if we take, this will answer this question. Why people look only at the negative things? That is what is.
Correct.
It's like जन्म सिद्ध हक को बोलते हैं ना, वो हो गया हम लोग को कि हर एक को पहले क्रिटिसाइज करो, फिर उसके बाद में अगर उसके पास कोई अच्छी क्वालिटी हो तो अप्रिशिएट करो, पहले तो क्रिटिसाइज करो. That has become like a अधिकार जैसे. So we will talk about this transformation. That is transformation.
We have many more questions, yet we're running out of time. So I think we'll do a quick wrap up. I'm going to write it down. Yes. So
we'll have to end this because we'll take it next time. It's 6 o'clock already.
Thank you everyone for being here.
Thank you, my dear. Love you. Love you and save the news and all that.
And we do hope that this has been of value to each and every one of you. And please join us next Thursday, 5 o'clock.
Yes.
Meeta, don't forget to save this. Please save it.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye, Sushma. Love you.